Back in 1970s Britain, life felt slower, simpler, and somehow more personal. The roads were filled with small saloons, colorful hatchbacks, and little cars parked outside terraced houses across the country. Families headed to seaside towns on summer weekends, while radios played softly through crackling speakers. Luxury cars like Jaguars, Rolls-Royces, and expensive sports cars were symbols of wealth back then. Most ordinary people could only admire them from a distance. But for women across Britain during the 1970s, cars became something much more important than just transport. They represented freedom, independence, confidence. Some were stylish, some were practical, some were tiny little runabouts, perfect for busy British streets, and many became deeply connected to everyday life in Britain during the decade. So today, we're counting down 10 British cars women absolutely loved in the 1970s. And by the time we reach number 1, you'll probably remember seeing it on almost every British street. Number 10. Austin Maxi. The Austin Maxi arrived in 1969, built by British Leyland, and continued becoming popular throughout the 1970s. At first glance, the Maxi looked slightly awkward compared to sportier cars of the era, but women quickly appreciated something more important: practicality. The Maxi offered huge interior space, folding rear seats, and front-wheel drive that made daily driving easier. Shopping bags, children, luggage, even camping equipment could fit inside comfortably. Its hatchback design also felt modern for the time. Most versions came with economical 4-cylinder engines, designed more for reliability than speed. Women liked the Maxi because it handled family life well. School runs, shopping trips, holidays to the coast, the Maxi quietly handled everything. It may not have been glamorous, but for many British families, it became incredibly
Number nine.
Triumph
Spitfire.
Triumph
Spitfire.
It's lightweight, easy to drive. Unlike larger sports cars, Spitfire didn't feel intimidating. Women loved the stylish shape, simple controls, parked outside cafes, the little Triumph always even today. Spitfire still feels cheerful. Number 8, Morris Minor. Although the Morris Minor first appeared much earlier, it remained a familiar sight during the 1970s. Built by Morris Motors, the Minor became one of Britain's most loved little cars. Women especially appreciated its friendly appearance and easy driving manners. The steering felt light, visibility was excellent, and the small size made city driving far less stressful. Most models used simple 4-cylinder engines that mechanics understood easily. And because the Minor had been around for years, spare parts were widely available. For many women, the Morris Minor felt dependable and familiar. It became part of everyday British life. Even now, seeing one instantly creates nostalgia for old Britain. Number 7. Ford Fiesta MK1. When the Ford Fiesta arrived in 1976, it immediately felt modern and youthful. Built by Ford UK, the Fiesta was small, practical, and economical at exactly the right moment during the decade. Fuel prices were rising, and people wanted affordable cars that were easy to live with. The Fiesta offered all of that in one little package. Women loved the compact size because it made parking simple on crowded British streets. The interior also felt bright and modern compared to older British cars. And despite being small, the Fiesta still provided decent interior space for shopping and everyday use. The car quickly became popular among younger drivers, especially women buying their first proper car. Today, the MK1 Fiesta remains one of Britain's most iconic small cars. Number 6. MG Midget. The MG Midget captured the fun side of British motoring during the 1970s. Built by MG, the tiny little sports car offered open-top driving at a relatively affordable price. Women loved the Midget because it felt playful and stylish. The low seating position, small steering wheel, and compact shape made every drive feel exciting. Under the bonnet sat small engines that focused more on enjoyment than raw power. But that was part of the charm. The Midget wasn't about speed, it was about personality. Driving through the countryside with the roof down became part of the experience itself. And even today, the MGM midget still makes people smile. Number 5. Austin Allegro. Now this might surprise some people. The Austin Allegro became one of Britain's most criticized cars during the 1970s. But despite the jokes, many women actually liked them. Built by British Leyland in 1973, the Allegro offered soft suspension, comfortable seats, and a practical interior. The rounded styling looked unusual, but the car itself felt easy to drive around town. Women appreciated the comfortable ride and manageable size. For daily errands and family trips, the Allegro quietly handled everyday life surprisingly well. The car also became extremely common on British roads during the decade. Today it's remembered as one of Britain's strangest cars. But back then, plenty of women genuinely enjoyed driving them. Number 4. Mini. By the 1970s, the Mini had already become a British icon. Originally created by the British Motor Corporation in 1959, the Mini remained hugely popular throughout the following decades. Women loved the Mini because it was tiny, stylish, and incredibly easy to drive through crowded towns and cities. Parking spaces that terrified larger cars suddenly became easy. Despite its size, the Mini somehow offered surprising interior room. Shopping bags, children, pets. The little car handled far more than people expected. Its front-wheel drive design also gave it excellent handling on British roads. And perhaps most importantly, the Mini simply looked friendly. Bright colors, cheerful styling, and playful personality helped make it one of Britain's most loved cars ever. Number 3. Vauxhall Viva. The Vauxhall Viva became one of Britain's most successful small family cars during the late 1960s and 1970s. Built by Vauxhall, the Viva focused on simplicity and affordability. Women liked the Viva because it felt dependable and easy to manage. The controls were light, visibility was good, and running costs remained affordable for ordinary families. The Viva also came in several body styles, giving buyers plenty of choice. For many women balancing work, family life, and shopping trips, the Viva became reliable everyday transport. And because millions sold across Britain, they quickly became part of ordinary life. Today, most have disappeared, but during the 1970s, they seemed absolutely everywhere. Number 2. Austin Metro. Although the Austin Metro officially arrived right at the end of the 1970s in 1980, it immediately became hugely popular with women across Britain. Built by British Leyland, the Metro was designed as a modern, small hatchback to replace the aging Mini. The compact size made it perfect for city driving and shopping trips. Women loved how modern it felt compared to older British cars. The interior felt practical. Visibility remained excellent, and fuel economy mattered during difficult economic times. The Metro quickly became especially popular among younger women and first-time drivers. Bright colors and modern styling gave it a youthful image that appealed strongly during the early 1980s. And for a while, the Metro became one of Britain's most common little cars. Number 1. Ford Escort Mk2. And finally, the British car women seemed to absolutely adore during the 1970s, the Ford Escort Mk2. Built by Ford UK in 1975, the Escort combined practicality, affordability, and style almost perfectly. It wasn't too large, it wasn't too expensive, and it felt modern without being complicated. Women loved how easy the Escort felt to drive. The steering remained light, visibility was excellent, and the car handled everyday life effortlessly. It also came in several versions, from practical family saloons to sporty models with extra style. The Escort became popular with nearly everyone in Britain during the decade. Young drivers bought them, families trusted them, mechanics understood them. And because Ford sold enormous numbers, Escorts filled British streets almost everywhere you looked. For many women during the 1970s, the Escort became the perfect all-round car. Dependable, stylish, affordable, and perhaps that's why so many people still remember them so fondly today. These cars represented far more than simple transport. For many women across Britain during the 1970s, owning a car meant independence and freedom in a changing world. Some were sporty, some practical, some tiny little city cars designed for everyday life. But together, they became part of Britain's social history. They carried children to school, families to holidays, and drivers through ordinary moments that slowly became memories. Today, many of these cars have disappeared from British roads, But the nostalgia surrounding them remains incredibly strong because they remind people of a very different Britain, a quieter Britain, a simpler Britain. So, which of these classic British cars do you remember most? And which one do you think women loved the most during the 1970s? Let us know in the comments below.